right, hello and welcome, guys, to the Heritage Agendas Football Podcast. This is now episode 5. As always, I'm Ibrahim, joined by Abdi. Abdi, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well, bro. Good to be back.
It is. It's been a minute, man. We had like a gap
Yeah.
between 3 and 4 and then 4 and 5. But,
A long vacation, man. It was
yeah,
well
yeah,
deserved.
it was. But, we turned the corner, man. We got this little gap, like month of the season, and then the World Cup. And,
Yeah. We're
you
gonna
know,
be here every day then. So it was well deserved, I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. We're getting ourselves ready, but we'll have a preview for the World Cup coming soon. We're thinking about doing 2 episodes,
hmm
where we preview 16 in the first, 16 in the second, and then inshallah 2 episodes a week during the World Cup. Man, it's gonna be a good month.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Best time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time it's ever been in this
I
period, so I'm
know.
curious. I'm gonna have to
Fall is
re-alter. Go
yeah,
ahead.
fall is usually like everything sports wise. Like fall is the best season.
It
And
is.
now we're getting the World Cup with it. So it's incredible.
I know. I'm gonna have to change up my sleep schedule because the second set of games there's 7 a.m. and I'm like the exact opposite of a morning person. So it's like I think it's like 4 a.m. I've just accepted. I'm just gonna have to watch like the extended highlights unless it's
Do
like
you
a
know do you
crazy
know
game.
do you know who's televising?
It's on
For
FS1
us,
and
at least
FS2.
FS1. Okay,
Yeah,
FS1. That's good.
yeah,
That's
which is not bad.
accessible.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. I've been on my sling, man. They better not crash during the World Cup. Like I'll freak out. I can't. I can't be watching a game and it crashes. But
Sling is gonna be fighting for its life, man. I know
man.
the free trials are gonna be hot.
The amount of people I know, dude, I sling every year, like without resolve. Week one
Yeah.
of red zone, that shit crashes. Every year, week one red zone, like they're catching the craziest stray right now. But
Exactly. Exactly.
that's so funny. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get into it with my favorite player and definitely not yours. Is in the head of the drama, Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll let you kick off because I know you have a lot to say about this.
Um. So just give me a brief overview of like what happened yesterday. What do you think?
So for me, he got told to warm up.
Yeah.
I think like beginning of the second half. He warmed up. He warmed up. He warmed up. They made two switches, and then the manager said, I think like minute 87 or
Yeah.
something. I think he said to come on, and Ronaldo's like, I'm not coming on minute 87.
And
So
then
he
he was
subbed
gone.
on. Yeah, he subbed on. I want to say Ilanga last. Was it Ilanga?
Yeah.
Ilanga, and then he just walks out.
Um. It was a big win for them.
It
You
was, it
know,
was,
they
yeah.
played they played really well. So you can't fault Ten Hag for like his decision making because he got it perfectly right. Um, but I don't really like I don't really know who's to blame in this situation because I feel like Ronaldo made his intentions very clear at the early in the summer where he didn't show up for training. He asked out. He said he had offers. I need to go, and I think Ten Hag even said he can go. But it was the board and the higher ups that said no. And now you're basically seeing the aftermath of just a global superstar being unhappy in probably like the media of the world, in which is the Premier League. So every little move they score, his face is the first thing you see. You don't even see
Yeah,
the players celebrating, you see
no, yeah.
him. So I don't really know who's at fault here, but it's not a good look for Ronaldo, for United. The only person that comes out looking right is Ten Hag because he's positioning himself as the guy who runs this club, and he's making all the tough decisions right now.
No, yeah, absolutely. I agree with pretty much most of you said, but I think there's like a level of disrespect when, it's
Yeah.
someone at the level of Ronaldo, you ask him to come on minute 88 or 89. I mean,
hmm
that's something that you do with a 17, 16-year-old kid, not with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think Ronaldo, like, his biggest thing in his career has always been his rhythm comes from his consistency.
hmm
I think, he's obviously, this is the first season in how long that he's not playing week in, week out, every game. And that obviously is messing with his rhythm, and that's he's 38 years old. So,
Yeah. Before World Cup, which potentially could be his last. So
yeah, Yeah, probably his last one. He had some offers. I think the summer there was rumors Chelsea and Napoli. I heard a little bit, and obviously there was the Saudi league, but he rejected that one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Ten Hag in the summer said that his plan was to use Ronaldo, and the board refused to let him go. So it's just a big mess. I think it's just utter mismanagement, in my opinion.
Yeah. Freaking like and then it takes away the spotlight from what the players that played did in such a very convincing win. Um, they should have won 5-0. They missed a bunch of sitters, but they played really well. Rashford played well.
Anthony's
Um,
been playing really
and
well.
Anthony's been he's settled in. He's contributing. So I don't like Ten Hag. Like I don't really know what he does here because Ronaldo doesn't play. His team plays well. Um, but he started the last game and they won that game. But I you can't fault anything he's doing because it's working. The club is moving forward. They're winning games. So I don't see how this gets resolved in January probably, but it's a long way till January and they have 4 or 5 more games before the World Cup and then the World Cup itself. And then depending on how well Ronaldo does, it's like that's another thing that gets thrown in. If he plays well, do you want to get rid of him? Like why would you get rid of
Oh, you
someone
see, that's
like
the thing.
Ronaldo?
Like if he
So,
does well in the World Cup
yeah.
and he comes back to United and United make a stand and say, we want to keep him,
Yeah.
that definitely cannot end well because he's burned all the bridges now with his coach, with I don't know how the dressing room is, but
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
and I think he will play well cuz that he's Portugal's main man and they have a very good team. So, we'll see, but right now it's not looking good. I think what do you think the fans think? Do you think he has their support? Do you think they're on his side or
I've
they're
seen
just
like a lot of 50-50. I
yeah.
can't like a lot of people have said but he plays better when he's not in the team. There's like a certain level of professionalism that is just standard for every player.
Mhm.
But then you have the people on the other side and say this is, easily one of the greatest players in the history of this club. He was their best player last season by a country mile.
Yeah.
Um, there's just a certain level of respect, and respect goes both ways, I guess. But there's a certain level of respect that you should have for someone like this. So,
The like also when he came to Man United to where Man United is right now, Man United last year was supposed to contend for the league, was supposed to contend for UCL,
yep,
and now they're basically a rebuilding team
yep.
under a new manager. So I think the situation he came into last year, well, he had the choice between Man City and United, and he chose with like you know um the Man United board and that went out of their way to get him. He wasn't even like in the because they started off the season really well and they had high expectations. They had Champions League, everything, and he was just going to be the cherry on top of what would be a very obviously that didn't go the right way
At all, no, yeah.
at all, and that backfired. And now they're trying to fix that by rebuilding with a new coach, and Ronaldo's basically undermining his every move. So it's just it's not a pretty picture right now for. But the club is winning. They're winning games. They lost their first 2 games, 3 games of the season, and now they've been good games, and now this gets thrown into it.
I mean, they got slapped around by City, which,
Yeah,
to be fair, a lot of teams will this season. Um, that
yeah,
was that was just Haaland. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think you said it best. I think he came into a team last season that was expecting to contend. Obviously, they had their issues, and everyone will say a different amount for how much he is to blame for last season. I've heard, he was the problem too. I mean, the problems for me were at the back
he
and,
was
and
the
in
only
midfield.
reason why. Yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. We'll see where he goes from here. I mean, obviously, I think we can both agree that he leaves in January now.
has to, depending on how I I I think he's he's made himself very clear, and he should leave in January.
No, yeah, absolutely.
He should.
I agree. We'll move on to the next set of headlines where probably we'll just talk about this briefly. Steven Gerrard fired officially this morning. A
Yeah,
lot of expectations for Villa this season.
yeah. Um they recruited a bunch of good players. And it just hasn't worked out. They only have 2 league wins this season. And he only has let's see, 11.
9 points from
Yeah,
11 games. Yeah.
and then he only has 13 wins out of 40 games in his Aston Villa. So I think it was coming. So it's
No, it
not
was.
surprising at all.
Yeah, he recruited a good squad. We saw like this summer. I think I had them like a little lower than mid-table. I don't know where you had them.
Hmm.
But I mean, those were the expectations they had. You know, Diego Carlos, Coutinho, on
Yep.
top of others. Man, they have a good team. So we'll see where they go from here.
Yeah.
Um,
Diego Carlos hasn't played that much. I think he's
no,
only played 2 games, and then Kamara has been injured. He's out until early next year. So like it's been a little bit unfortunate, but I think 40 games is a good enough of a sample size to
it
make a
is.
decision like that. And I think I don't we didn't have him getting sacked first. We had
We had the other English guy who
exactly.
who is
So
hanging on by a thread. By the way, he's two
he's
points.
fighting for
He's literally fighting for his life. But to be
yeah.
fair to Lampard, who's obviously who we're talking about, he has a much worse squad than Gerrard does. Everton squad
Yeah.
is terrible. Um,
And Lampard's actually, strung up like what, like 2 months worth of good games where I think they went unbeaten over 7, 8 games. Um, so it's just he just doesn't have anybody to work with. But still, we still don't think he's gonna last. But
no,
Steven
I don't
Gerrard
know. I
being
mean,
first to fall is funny in this
I
in
know I
this
saw
Gerrard.
Tuchel surviving Tuchel earlier surprised us all, and then now Gerrard. So
Yeah, yeah. Gerrard's not surprising. Tuchel came out of nowhere, but
Tuchel was yeah.
Chelsea's much better off too, which is
Yeah,
surprising in
what do you think
itself.
about Potter so far?
Man, he's terrifying, man. I don't like him at Chelsea at all because he's been trying different things. He's been playing several different formations and all that stuff. But what he gives them is like basically a new guy. He gave everybody a new chance. Pulisic is playing all these. And then the biggest thing is Mason Mount, who's
How
been
good has he
revived under
been,
him.
man? Oh,
So he's taking care of the main thing what Tuchel struggled with, which was getting the best out of his players. Um, Obviously, Havertz is not is
that
not
guy's
one of
just
them.
he's done for,
Yeah,
man.
Havertz can be saved, but Mount and Pulisic have all been contributing. So, in terms of that's all you can ask if you're a Chelsea supporter and if you're an owner. This is someone you want long term, and it's off to a good start right now.
It
They're
is.
I'm pretty sure they've only lost 1 game. That's it with
I
him,
mean, they beat Milan home and
and
away,
and they yeah.
and
So
and
they've
they've
been
been
playing really well.
they have been, yeah. And I mean, the big thing is we look at, and this is obviously just rumors, but it looks like
Yeah.
Nkunku going there is done. Um,
Yeah, that was bizarre. That came out
very
of
it
nowhere.
did, and so early. I thought Nkunku rumors wouldn't start until like
They
January.
said a medical was done.
Yeah,
A release clause was paid.
yep.
Like I don't understand why he's still with that team. But Windows closed, and that was announced last month. So
Yep.
like it's just odd. But Nkunku's
Special player.
oh my
50,
goodness.
59 or 60 million was his release clause in the contract he signed this summer. He like re-altered his contract for 1 year or for 3 years, and then I think there was a 60 million that kicked in the summer. And then
Yep.
I mean, if I was a betting man, the betting favorite for where Rafael Leao goes has to also be Chelsea.
Yeah,
That's
and
like the team we've only heard him going to.
and Graham has been Potter has been publicly drooling over him. So, yeah, just Chelsea's are in a good position if they can get Nkunku. Nkunku alone like just makes them so much better because he takes care of everything they're struggling with right now, which is creation and
Yep.
scoring. So he comes ready to go. Hopefully the transition isn't the Bundesliga tax
The
isn't
Werner
yeah.
one.
Ex-
Hopefully they get the Haaland side of that transition,
oh my goodness,
where
just
he
send
makes
them
the
all back.
prem look a little easier. But I mean, if they get those two guys,
Yeah.
you'd have to say that they're in running for the title next year.
Um, I think depending on how top four shakes out this year, obviously they're pretty much a title contender now with Potter, but with City, obviously Liverpool is going to revamp. They're not going to be depending on how they finish the year. And then Arsenal and Tottenham and Man United. I think so. But Chelsea, like we've seen this before, where they have a really good year. And then you expect them to take that next step. This was supposed to be that year. They finished top three last year, and this was going to be the year where they go and be title contenders.
No,
But they're not.
we never saw it though.
No, but I'm saying like from what they've invested, from
Yes,
in
that's
terms
true.
of money and all that stuff. So like, sorry, not this year, last year, where with Lukaku and all that stuff, they were supposed to be
Yeah,
title
okay.
contenders.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree. Okay.
yeah, and then they took a step back, and then you sign in Kunku and maybe Lau, and then you expect them to take that next step. So I need to see it before they actually they're just always climb here, get down, up, down. They won't get out
Mhm.
of the top four because of how much money they invest and how much good players they have. But I don't really think you take them seriously as a title contender.
Okay, interesting. Okay. We'll see. We'll see next season. Obviously, they still have to fix the hole at DM.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something we haven't seen. Probably Conte. Well, his best days for Chelsea are definitely over, but he's probably out the door. Maybe January, maybe in summer.
yeah. This
So
is his last year, and he won't be playing for a while. I don't think he's playing in the World Cup because he
no,
just
he's
stayed.
not.
So Conte's done for the foreseeable future. It's unfortunate, but
Well, I mean, this
they try
gives.
to they try to they try to force him onto Arsenal. Like,
I
oh,
seen that.
Arsenal,
I
you
seen
seen
that.
that?
Yeah, I did. I
2 weeks
did.
before he gets a freaking a surgery that's ending pretty much his season. Like, what are they doing?
No, I
We
did. I
you,
did.
you already fooled us with Peter Cech and freaking
And Willian.
and
Oh
Willian.
my God, man.
We're not taking the bait, bro. Get out of
No.
here.
We will segue from Chelsea. It's surprisingly pretty much a quarter way through the season, if not a
Yeah.
third. Uh, with just the team that surprised you the most this season so far.
Um.
And I have a feeling we're gonna say the same thing.
I I think it's Bournemouth because so I was like looking over their results. They played Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. Liverpool gave them 9. City gave them
Yes.
4, and then Arsenal beat them 3-0. But they haven't lost since, and they've been like a really good team. They've been scoring goals and all that stuff. And we both had them to be what, number
Dead
20th?
bottom. Yep.
Yeah,
Dead
dead
bottom, yeah.
bottom. So them not even being anywhere near relegation, competing. Obviously, if you just came into the league competing against City and Liverpool and Arsenal are not, that's not what you hang like your season over. But they've been playing really well against clubs that are in their level, and they've been winning. And I don't think they're going to be relegated with where they are right now.
No, yeah, absolutely.
What
I
do you?
think
What about you?
in the Prem, between Fulham, who
Yes.
we talked before the season, we said, what was the number we put on Mitrovic? 12?
Yeah,
12
that's all
goals
we.
for the whole
That's all we
season.
asked of him.
We're
Yeah.
like, if he gets 12 or 15, like, they're safe. He has 8 in 11. So, like,
Exactly.
he might
And
get
he
20 at
scored
this
today.
rate. Yep,
Exactly.
he did. And they've been really, really good. They've played the
Hmm.
good teams. They literally kicked off the season with a draw against Liverpool. Um, they're top half right now.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the surprise is Arsenal. Maybe
Okay.
not for you, but I had them
Yeah.
fifth, and
Hmm.
they're a serious team. Like there's nothing I can say. They've played good teams. I'm still waiting for City. I'm excited, man. That game is gonna be circled.
Uh, City game got postponed Wednesday, so that means
Yes.
I think they said it'll be played early into next year. Um, inshallah. So then that means two games in the second half against City. That will be Arsenal versus City. That's gonna be insane, if especially if they keep, at this pace.
I mean, yeah, literally 10 games, 9 wins is ridiculous, and you can make a good case that they should have won the game they lost at United. So
Yeah, they should have
yeah,
won. They should have won.
so they should have won that game. I mean, you had them third, I think, right? Was it third,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, behind Liverpool and City.
yeah,
I don't know, like it's almost like this weird dilemma where like, oh, they're first in the table, they've been doing so well, they're 4 points ahead of City, but can they really sustain the pace that they're setting for another 20 28 games? Like you haven't even feel like you look at City and you're like, wow, City's doing well, but like they haven't even hit like second gear yet.
yeah. City usually takes off around this time,
Yeah,
where they don't lose until February.
yeah.
But um, obviously I don't think they're gonna win 9 out of 10 games for the rest of the year. Obviously,
No, no,
but
absolutely not.
the thing you ask for most, especially if you want to contend, if you want to challenge for a title, is consistency. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and then you just hope shit goes your way against the big teams. Um, Obviously, Man United, it didn't go your way.
No.
We lost to them, which that game could have went either way. You didn't win that game. Arsenal didn't win that game, and then you beat Tottenham, and then you beat Liverpool, which I don't think that game could have gone either way, but it goes your way. So like those are the games that I was like most that I wanted to see for this season. And 2 out of the 3 games they dominated Tottenham, and then Liverpool. That's not a team you can. But and then the other thing is those games have been at home, so we still have to go away against those teams. But I you're beating Arsenal's beating every team they should beat, and then competing against the teams it can go either way. So I think they can, because they have the last year what screwed them over was depth. Thomas Partey went down, Tierney went down, so they didn't have left back. Now Zinchenko's down, and Tierney's there.
And he goes right in, yeah.
Yeah, and Ben White's like so versatile in everything. Like he's been so monumental this season, playing right back. Obviously, Saliba,
Oh,
Gabriel
well, that guy's
Jesus.
crazy, man.
Oh my goodness,
He's
he's special,
fantastic.
bro. Oh my god, max contract. I don't care what.
He only
Give
has a
it
year
to
left
him.
on his deal. He does. He only
Yeah,
has
he
a year left
does.
on his deal, so they need to work on that.
So I think and Saka's, everybody's playing well. Saka's playing well. Jesus, he hasn't scored in a few games, but he's still like he's one of the only players I've seen where like he may not score, but I think he's played well every game of the season.
Yeah.
So and then I think Shaka has been like a revelation. He's been incredible. Odegaard has been really good. I think their starting 11 has been just superb this season. So
Everyone's informed. I
and
was about
and
to
yeah,
say, yeah.
everything exactly. So
For Jesus, he's definitely the type of striker where if he's not scoring, he's still having a tremendous impact on the game. So, and those front
exactly,
four are fantastic. They're so interchangeable. Uh, Martinelli's been fantastic this season.
yeah,
He's that you have to say he's taken the next step.
yep.
But
And that's all I wanted to see this year. I just like Jesus is a great signing. We know what he was gonna bring. Zinchenko obviously is so versatile. But you have 4 or 5 youngsters that you want to see develop, and they've all obviously Emil Smith Rowe is injured at the moment, but Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saliba, all the youngsters have all like taken that next step, and that's what I think. Because paying $80 million, for a midfielder, yeah, it's good, but you need to develop your talent you have in house. And I think Arsenal, which is probably Arteta's greatest achievement, I think, is what he's brought
they were
out of
patient
his
with him. To
players.
be fair, they were very very patient with him, and they're reaping the
Yeah,
rewards now.
I think so. So the first City game, I think it's at they're away. Arsenal's
Let me
away,
look.
so that's going to be an incredible game. I cannot wait.
It is Arsenal, Man City,
They
Man
they
City.
haven't they rescheduled, so check yesterday's date.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Arsenal versus Man City. They still they still don't even know, man. Yeah, two in the second half of the season. Yeah, yet to announce the
Yeah,
date. So
they're not gonna. They said early next year, January maybe, but
we'll see then. They have Chelsea to play too. Still, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chelsea
it's
now with
soon,
Grandpa. That's gonna be a good game.
and it's at the bridge.
Uh,
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
yeah, Arsenal is finally serious. I am not depressed in October. It's crazy. It's
I know
uh,
it's so different.
it's I wake up every morning just like I'm in a good mood today. So it's nice. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it is for you. And then we'll segue directly into the most disappointing team. Can be any league, by
Um,
the way.
in Premier League,
Premier League, top five, just top five leagues.
most disappointing team. Let's see. I'll probably just go a Prem team,
Okay.
and that's been Leicester City to me.
Yes.
Um, they're 19th or 20th. They're at the bottom of the league.
Yep.
And most of the we didn't have them in the top four anywhere near it, both of us, but we didn't see this coming.
No.
Obviously they had a lot of doubts coming into the season with Tielemans. Will he go? Will he stay?
Fofana as
Obviously
well.
Fofana as well. So I think that's just carried on to the season. So obviously I don't think they're going to be relegated or anything like that. They've been playing okay as of late, but they just to be at the 10 11 games into the season and you're at the bottom of the table is for especially Leicester, who's been like they've been top 5 top 6 contenders for the last 4 or 5 seasons. It's not a good look. Brendan Rodgers, like, his job was in question for a little bit, but they've been playing a little bit better. But I think it's gonna be crazy to even crack the top half this season. Just avoid relegation is probably the goal right now.
Yeah, they sold Kasper Schmeichel this summer
Yeah,
for 1 million euros. It was such a questionable move, and their keeper Danny Ward has been horrific. Um, they've definitely been up there for most disappointing in the Prem. But I
mm-hmm.
mean, for me, the runaway team is Juve. Oh my goodness, have they been horrific in every competition?
Yeah,
Eighth in Serie A, and
yep.
in the Champions League, they're all but gone. They pretty much are gone now after a loss to at Maccabi, which is crazy. So and a game in the Champions League where it wasn't the one where you can say for the team for Maccabi that they got a goal really late. They parked. No, they dominated the game. Like Juve did not do anything that game.
No,
Um,
Juve as like what they did this summer, bringing on Di Maria. Dybala leaves, you bring on somebody else that can,
Pogba,
Pogba. Pogba hasn't
Bremer,
played,
no.
but just they can't defend, they can't score, they can't create
They do
chances.
nothing
It's
well.
just and then what do you think of Allegri as this is his second stint with
I don't know if
Juve?
you know this, but he was this close from being the Madrid manager before Carlo Ancelotti.
Really?
Yes, he had paperwork signed and everything. And last second, thank God, he got a change of heart and decided to go to Juve. That close. I mean, who knows what would have happened if he went to Madrid? Like, there would be no Vinny, there would be no Ballon d'Or for Benzema. He just.
Vinny would have been a left wing back, So
I know, you would have. Oh my goodness! So he would have had Valverde playing center back. Who knows? But
no, but like Allegri's not. The thing is, like, he hasn't. He's doing the same thing he was doing with Cellini and all those guys, in 2018, 2019, or 2017. He just I don't like. You have Vlahovic, who is as much as I hate to say it, the guy is so talented,
He
and
is
he's so young.
unbelievable. He's
He's
22 years
unbelievable.
old.
22 years old.
Yeah.
And he can't get anything out of him. It's he gets well, there's games where he touches the ball 6 times, and where he touches the ball to score once. Like he gets one chance every 2 games. It's not. It's Juve has fallen, and it's not looking
Very,
like
very hard.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they in the past they had success. Man, they used to terrorize teams using Mandzukic as a defensive winger. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Or like as a wide, not a defensive winger, as a wide target man.
Yeah.
Where they,
Just
oh my
cross the
God,
ball.
cross the ball and he'd run in at the back post and then have Higuain like holding the center backs. That would give teams like, I mean, Juventus have been for the last 2 years, even with Cristiano, towards the end of Cristiano, it's always been find one guy, and that's the guy who carries your season. And for a long time, it was Ronaldo, and it was
Yeah.
Chiesa, and now Chiesa's still coming back. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we looked at their team in the summer, at least when I looked at it on paper, and it didn't look bad, to be fair. But they've just been so disappointing. Like you said, they have so much talent. They have just in the front alone, Vlahovic and Chiesa, and in the midfield, Locatelli and McKinney are good.
Locatelli's nice. Like individually,
They have a good
like
team.
there are players like I would take from Juve and like have at Arsenal. Locatelli, Vlahovic at one point. They have really good players, but it's not clicking. And when it's
It's
not
not, no.
clicking, it's Allegri. That guy.
And Kostic too. They got Kostic this summer, who I said was good business. Uh,
Yeah.
and they still have Juan Cuadrado, who's I don't even know how old. I don't know how Rabio starts games for a big team in 2022 to this day, or how he makes the French squad, by the way. But that's a question for another day.
His
Um,
his 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 mom is a great negotiator, man.
Man,
She knows what
how
she's doing.
happy must United fans be because his mom is the reason they have Casemiro instead of him.
Yeah.
So who knows?
She said I need 15 million to come.
I
Oh
know,
my god.
and you're like, okay, we'll go get Casemiro, who's been fantastic for them. But I mean,
Yeah, Casemiro has been. He didn't play a lot to start off, but he's been playing as of late, and he's
fantastic
been
against Tottenham.
Tottenham. He phew.
They've needed someone like him for a while, so that just
Yeah, I like the fact that like Ten Hag eased him in too. Like when
yeah,
you do that and then it works, it just looks so
it
good.
looks very good. Yeah,
So yeah, Man United are looking good. I buried them at the. You were a little bit more
I think I had them.
optimistic
I
than I
think I
was.
had them. Oh, you know, I had Arsenal sixth. I had them fifth.
You had them fifth.
Yeah.
Um, but like they're looking. Casemiro's Casemiro's been one of the most consistent players in the past decade, so it's not surprising, but it's just good to see him, show it in the Premier League.
He just does his role so well. Where he just
Yeah,
like he absorbs so much pressure. He's like very good at positioning, and he helps center backs out. His center backs a lot. So I mean, he did it at Madrid, and he's doing it now. Obviously, he's
yeah.
not the best with the ball, but
Martinez and Varane have also been. That's a good partnership.
very
They've
good
been, they've
partnership.
yeah, and
So
and obviously Varane and Casemiro have played together for years, so it's they have a nice little foundation, at least in the back. Obviously, there's some positions, striker and all that stuff that they need to take care of in the future, but they have, Ten Hag has not, made a wrong move yet. So
no, he is not. And then on the topic of Manchester,
yeah,
we have to talk about Erling Haaland a little bit
yeah,
because I mean, this guy, he's 14 goals now in the Prem in 11
yeah,
games. The record
yeah,
is 34. So he
yeah.
has 28 games to go get to go get 20 goals. Just to tie the record. Which
Just oh my god, what did you think of what he did to Man United?
3 goals and 3 assists. There's nothing you can say. I mean, Mbappe has to pay for his crimes, man, because he should be wearing white right now. But we have to wait 2 years.
The
Shamefully.
the like and then the thing is, there's history with Haaland and Man United. with his dad
With
and
his dad,
Roy
yeah.
Keane and all that stuff. So building up to the game, there was a lot of talk of like Haaland this, big game this. And then he shut that up so quickly.
And Martinez, remember they were saying Martinez pocketed him when he was at Ajax,
Yeah.
when he was playing for Dortmund. Martinez does well against these types of players. 3 goals and 3 assists against United. Maybe they're not as good as they used to be, but and just how good he's been in every single game. He
And
had
then
this,
yeah, and then Foden as well. Foden had a hat trick. They had 2 hat tricks.
yeah.
6-3. Obviously, Man United got their 2 Martial goals to keep Martial Twitter happy.
The most
So
loyal fan base ever, by the way. To this day, like I don't understand, like the most they are so ride and die for that guy. Like this is his 9th year in England, I think his 8th or his 9th. Like they are so ride and they talk about him like he's still 21.
yeah, it's I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I
I've
don't see
never
it with
seen it. Like
Martial.
the amount of
Yeah,
Martial Avis I see on Twitter are crazy. Like this guy, he's a good player, but he's not that good, man. So like
I
I
I
will
think it's
never
just
understand it.
he was the original like hype, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then he came in blazing. So it's
Yeah.
like if you're a loyal guy, I don't think you're but they got he got his 2 goals and but the biggest story, he's I don't know how you stop. Obviously he didn't score against Liverpool and they lost that game, but like he's not gonna be playing a bunch of Van Dykes, you know? He's not gonna be playing
No.
Van Dyke
And
every
and
week.
let's not act like that Liverpool defensive performance was like inspired. Those center backs were on their
No,
game all game.
exactly. And that he brings out the best of because all these like sports reporters are saying, "Oh, defenders are terrified of him." You know, someone like Van Dijk, who's so accomplished in his position over, especially in this league, like that. You know, you want to prove a point, and I think Van Dijk did that. He's not washed, but um, Holland's not going to be going up against. He might be going up against Saliba, you know, but
I think the thing for me with Haaland is he brings this factor of like inevitability that I haven't seen in a player since Ronaldo. Where like he could be quiet the whole game. Like he could be watching the game like Haaland hasn't been playing for 65 minutes. Oh, there he is, first goal. 5 minutes later, oh, there he is, like second goal. And it's just I'm very curious to see when we get deeper into the season. And
yeah.
obviously he's going to be resting for a full month. When players are going to be playing during the World Cup, he's going to get rest, which is
And
crazy.
that's incredible for him because he does have a history of
Of
just little
injuries.
wears and tears here and there. So he's not going to the World Cup. He's just gonna be in a hyperbolic time chamber and just resting, you know.
Just
So it's
waiting. I know that just alone in Man City. He's never played in a Champions League semifinal.
mhm.
So I'm curious to see like as we get deeper into the season how he's
and I, and
gonna
I,
how
and
he's
I,
gonna
and
look.
and obviously Pep likes to rotate. He has the team and stuff like that. So questions might arise of a record or titles. So it's but that those are all problems you want to have. So it's
Yeah,
not.
good problem
He's
for
he's
sure.
he's unbelievable. Like there shouldn't be like if he continues this, like he's very well just gonna be one. He's gonna be a Ballon d'Or contender, and then just popularity wise, like he's ascending to a
His
whole nother
PR
level.
is nuts. Like I would
Yeah,
say that's a great point because like I would say before the season if someone posed Mbappe or Haaland, everyone's
yeah,
saying Mbappe. Like they're like, oh, like they're laughing at you, and it's almost getting to the point where they're laughing at you for comparing Mbappe to Haaland the other way now.
exactly.
So
Yep.
like, and obviously that factors into which is great because I wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit, but like
Hmm.
Mbappe who demanded to leave, you have to see like that has to be some sort of factor into his decision that like
It's a must. It's a
Haaland's
must.
PR in England is crazy.
The for 2 years, right? Mbappe, obviously he's the best. I still think he's better than Haaland, but
Hmm.
for the last 2 years, it was unquestionable who was the best, like under 23, whatever young guy, right? And then in the backdrop was he's guaranteed to go to Madrid, right?
Yep.
It was happening. So that's a whole nother level of like
Of PR.
popularity,
Oh yeah.
of fans, of all this that are backing you. It don't matter if you drop a stinker. It doesn't matter if you play some of his Champions League performances. The Bayern final. Come on, like those were just under the
The
rug because
Euros,
the Euros. None of that
the
is
missed penalty.
being discussed. So and now he doesn't have that anymore because he said no to Madrid, and I think he's feeling it. I think he sees what Haaland has and what he potentially gave up, for the sake of. I think Madrid offered the same money, but just for the sake of whatever he doesn't have at the moment, he has at the moment, and now you're hearing reports that he's unhappy, he's this and this, and wants to leave. But if you are a Madrid fan, would you want to go
Absolutely
after
not.
Mbappe again?
No. He's just
But
walking
okay,
drama.
but
No, I
that's
wouldn't.
you. What do you think
A
the
lot of the
boss
fan
man?
the you see Fiorentino is the one guy who when he misses out on a player, he's obsessed, man. So I
Yeah,
think he would. But like he still wants to sign young Brazilian kids because he's still mad about Neymar in 2013, by the way. He's still
and
angry.
and and you have Vinny and
And
Rodrigo because of
Rodrigo,
that.
thank God, but like still, you know what I mean?
But
So
we don't know about the hundreds that he has stuffed somewhere. That
who know,
missed.
man? Like Endrick is next, and how are there many like young Brazilian kids? But
And even if let's say Mbappe does go, I don't think that relationship is the same because it's
it's
just
not.
so.
He's done
It was
such
so
irreparable
public.
damage
Yeah, it
to
was so
his
public,
career.
and it was so just he led you guys on for two
It was
years,
such a
and then
like
just
it was such a weird way to do things, and I mean, I honestly don't know. I can't think of one example off the top of my head from all my friends who watch football. One person before the summer who disliked Mbappe. Like
yeah,
before his move to renew with PSG, uh, is literally like a media darling, and now he's the exact opposite. Like he's very very hated by not just
exactly.
Madrid fans, like just in general. And
No, it's just the little I'll go, I'll stay, I'll go, I'll stay. Nobody, even if you're a neutral like me, like nobody wants to see that, Like
no, yeah,
PSG
absolutely.
fans are just like, what the hell is this guy gonna do? Madrid fans are like, oh my god, he's coming, and then he's not. So it's like, and then the media circus that comes with it, where now, obviously, I think his coach came out and denied those reports. But if even if those like the fact that those reports are out there is a problem in itself because that's already the locker room's divided. All right, there's three alphas in that locker room, and it's just I don't know. They're playing well, like they're playing so
They're
well,
playing
and it's
so
just
they're playing well, and so that's why I'm curious to see when they start losing what happens because we like the phrase is what winning heals all wounds, something like
yes,
that.
yeah.
So when they start losing, which I don't know about you, but I honestly don't think that they can win the Champions League.
Oh, don't say that.
I they can, but will
Hmm.
they? No. I don't think they'll win. I don't think they're better than
Well,
City. I don't think they're better than Madrid. I don't think they're better than Bayern. I don't know, man. I don't like they have they have the team on paper, but they have so much drama. Look at like the things that you hear about Mbappe are nuts. Like in the summer, he asked them to sell Neymar and get Lewandowski. Like that's confirmed
yes,
by
no,
many very good journalists.
he's so against playing as a striker. It's crazy because whatever position he plays, he gets his goals, he gets his assists, he gets his numbers no matter what. But just the fact that he has to accommodate for somebody else is like the guy is just like his ego is just out of control. I
It
feel like,
is,
and
and
that's what rubs most everyone the wrong way.
Zidane told him a couple years ago. He said, "If Mbappe doesn't watch his ego, he'll drown." He just has to be the front star center of the show, which is why I honestly think that like his talent is obviously undeniable. This is one of the top
Yeah,
5 players in the world easily. Um,
yeah.
but I don't know, like if he was in Madrid, for example, like how accommodating would he be for Vinny, whose best position is on the left as well? Are you gonna chuck Vinny on the right? Would he be mad as playing as a second striker with Benzema in a 4-4-2? Like you don't know. These are questions that you have to ask, and I mean, obviously, I think he looks at the team. He's not the head figure in the dressing room that maybe he thinks he should have been. He's watching his PR
Yeah,
is extremely negative, and on top of that, his biggest rival in Holland has, I would
yeah,
say, has a better chance of getting a Ballon d'Or in the next 3 years than him.
that's true. That's at least within his PSG contract that he has right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
because obviously I don't think Mbappe is going to stay at PSG for the rest of his career. He's going to move,
No.
and like Haaland's moving too, but like City's contending for every trophy. They have
Yes.
their country on lockdown. He's
Hmm.
gonna get the goals. Ballon d'Or, he's gonna be a finalist no matter what. I think just the success of the team and his numbers if he stays healthy. Um, and Mbappe can score 100 goals, and they'll get out in the round of 16 in the Champions League, and
And no one
you
will
won't
care.
hear about it. Yeah,
Yep.
no, you won't hear about him for the rest of the year because that's all they have to play for.
Hmm.
That's it.
You know, Mbappe this season, I don't know if you know this. He's he's statistically better than he was last season. And
Yeah.
in all competitions, he's over a goal, 1 goal/assist per game.
Yeah.
Have you heard that from like many news places? I haven't heard that from
No,
ESPN.
no,
You
because
don't hear
nobody
about it
nobody
because
cares.
no one
But
cares, which is what
and
we said.
and that's he made his bed and now he has to lie in it. So
Yeah, no,
what can you
absolutely.
do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like the best way to put it. There's nothing he can do at this point. We'll obviously see. I mean,
I do see one move that Mbappe has in his little under his sleeve that could catapult him into the next level
what is it?
if he comes to Arsenal. That's
For God's sake, man. He follows in the footsteps of his idol, or his other idol, because Cristiano is his main one.
exactly. I think,
Man, he will bankrupt your team. You know how much money that guy makes a year.
bro, I don't care. I need him in an Arsenal shirt. I'll buy whatever shirt, however many shirts I need to buy to fund it. I don't care. He needs to come to Arsenal.
If I honestly like, that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, Mbappe's a fantastic player, but his
Yeah,
financial situation like has set him up in a way where I actually don't know any team in the world that could afford him.
and PSG's coming out and saying we're only selling to Liverpool.
For
You
four
Liverpool,
hundred million, by the way.
he's gonna be on a pitch by himself
By
if he
himself.
goes to
Bro, that guy,
Liverpool.
he would walk in the building the first day to sign his contract, and FSG would look at the wage structure that they talk about every other day, and they'd collapse because he'd want like the same amount as the next five guys.
And then you see Klopp like just out in the media just saying we don't have any money. We cannot compete financially with City, with Newcastle, with PSG. And then you put out rumors that Klopp is probably shaking his head like,
No,
what is this nonsense?
that's the thing. Like, Mbappe's only chance of leaving PSG is leaving on a free, which is why like they were like he wants to leave in January. I was like, well, good luck getting him because he's not gonna
Four
leave.
hundred million, bro. If that's just the starting. Like that's before negotiations.
That's
That's
400.
before salary.
No,
That's
that's
before
before
everything.
signing bonus, before salary. Like, this is a billion-dollar operation, which is, I mean, that's why his best chance to leave PSG was this summer. And
And that's why Haaland is so smart, man, because he gets those release clauses. Everybody pays.
200
Nobody's gonna
million
nobody's gonna laugh at 200 million. But 400 million,
is
bro,
crazy.
grow up.
I mean,
Stay home, bro.
you have to say it's almost written now that maybe this is a Madrid agenda again, but it's pretty
Yeah.
much written that I think Haaland goes after 2024 to Madrid. It's like, I'd be very surprised if he didn't.
I think depending on what Pep does, I think Pep is gonna stay now. I don't think Haaland would come if Pep is leaving after 1 year. But Haaland's gonna move as well. And I think he's probably more realistic for Real Madrid than Mbappe. I think Mbappe.
I think Mbappe's done. I don't
Yeah,
see it
yeah.
happening anymore. Thank God, because I was really worried that the boss upstairs would want him again. But you never know; things can change.
Things can change, and Mbappe just as easily could come back be a media darling he gets the job done. So Champions League or bust every year. That's
Champions
what it
League.
is for him.
The thing is though, like I don't want to talk about PSG for too long, but if PSG wins the Champions League, let's be
Yeah, Mbappe is not
realistic.
getting
Who
Mbappe
is
is not getting
getting
the
the most
credit.
recognition for PSG winning the Champions League?
And I will be leading that charge
I know you
right
will, but
here.
who is it? What's his name?
It's Messi, of
There we
course.
go. Okay, so we agree.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
if PSG win the Champions League, I guarantee, I'm like Charles Barkley, Messi will be higher in the Ballon d'Or rankings than Mbappe that year. I promise, because there's like he is the star media man of the show, and maybe even Neymar is getting to the level where he's almost on the level of Mbappe PR wise.
Yes. And Messi will most likely win it. So depending, I think a lot of this depends on how the World Cup goes, because
Yes,
obviously that's going to be the biggest factor. I think whoever wins it out of those big teams, out of Brazil, France, Argentina, Portugal,
don't
and
put
and
Portugal in
obviously
that conversation because they have
You
no
don't think so?
chance. No,
And or
not with that
Belgium, like those.
coach.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Oh my God. So like obviously that's gonna be a lot of and that this is the first year where like every major trophy plays a factor in the Ballon d'Or. World Cup comes every 4 years. The league, but now you're coming off what's it called? You get the leagues and you get the
Champions
World Cup
League
in the middle
and
year.
yes,
Yes. So it's a full season. So I think Mbappe, he's obviously France's best player. Obviously they have probably the deepest team in the
yep.
tournament. So he has a great chance, but when it comes to PSG, he is
I don't think he's the
not
main man.
talent-wise, but he's not the main man, and that's what he signed up to be.
And
He's
that's
not.
why he's so disappointed because, like I said, if Brazil and Argentina go far in the World Cup and PSG win the Champions League, imagine the look on Mbappe's face when he watches Messi or Neymar win the Ballon d'Or before him. So
That's that like,
this
and
is what he
and
signed
and
up for.
and then you have Neymar, who me and you both agree. You think Brazil's gonna win, right?
I think they're for me they're co-favorite with Germany. I think
With
those two
Germany,
teams.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want Argentina to win, but I think Brazil has the best team in the tournament. And Neymar, who's having probably the best statistical like season of his career, he's incredible. He's been playing so well. All three of them have been playing so well. So if him winning that, whatever happens after that, it happens. But Neymar is guaranteed to be ahead of you as well. So
yeah. Like, could you imagine Mbappe asked for Neymar to leave in the summer, and Neymar goes and wins the Ballon d'Or as a PSG player?
I would be sick.
I
I
know
would
he
be
would be
sick.
sick. Yeah, I know he would be sick for sure.
So and then him like just having it out for Neymar is just crazy to me. Like, come on.
Well, Neymar plays
Uh,
his position, and he's
yes.
always been the main man at PSG. Like when they brought Mbappe into PSG, it was to be Robin. Neymar was always brought to PSG as the star of the show.
Yeah.
So
And
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 that makes
and
Mbappe
now
jealous to a T.
and and that's he needs to get his ego checked, man.
I
He's
know.
What can
Any
you do?
team, he's gonna have a problem with that at any team he goes. Like
Bro, we will take that number 10 shirt off Emil Smith Rowe's back and give it to
I know
Mbappe, bro.
you'll
It
do
needs
it
to come.
personally. I know you'll do it
Uh,
personally.
yes. So I think Mbappe's next move is the Premier League.
You need to pray for the Super League to come back so you guys can get that great signing check. I
Oh
know
my
exactly where it'll
goodness.
go.
Oh my goodness. We need that. We need a little bit of
We need
imagine
that 300.
LeBron's he's in that ownership group of Liverpool, right?
FSG, yep.
Yeah. So imagine LeBron, who's probably the most valuable athlete, at least in the US, saying, "Oh, you have to pay 400 million for one human being." Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness,
He's
man.
selling his shares so quickly. He's like, "No."
He's like, I
What
need a
is
better
this?
ownership group than this, man.
So
That
it's
is
it's
hilarious.
I can't wait, man. This is gonna be just the storylines. That like there's a lot of stuff hanging on this World Cup this season, and it's gonna be Oh, I cannot wait. It's
I
gonna be
know. I
beautiful.
cannot wait. I cannot wait as well. We will.
The
We will.
Mbappe saga continues.
It.
I can't. This whole I want to leave in January is just like what, like just a new turn in this story. So it's like,
I have a
let's
feeling
see
this
where
is
this
not.
goes.
I have a feeling this is not the last time we'll be talking about Mbappe and leaving. Just a little
I don't
feeling
think
though.
so either.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think
We.
so. I don't think so.
All right. We will. We will end it off with something we like to call 3-5-2. We'll
Yes,
put
sir.
5 minutes on the clock. Three predictions each, and the two obviously for the two people in the studio. We're gonna have to figure out a different name when we bring guests on, but we will kick it off with your you. What's your first one?
Um, are we doing for the rest of the season or just for what are we doing?
Either one.
Either one.
Yep. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, okay. We talked about him at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
but I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo plays as a starter again for Manchester United. I think that was his
Oh, you're being
last.
generous.
I don't even think he plays, to be honest. I'll be
I think
nice
he
and
might
say
be done.
starter. I
Yeah.
think he doesn't play again. I just think he's done.
I don't think he's played five. Like I saw something, he played like 670 something minutes, which is like 7, 8 games this whole season. So, especially before World Cup, I think he's just gonna focus on the World Cup because he's
Yeah,
not playing
no,
against Chelsea. That we know for sure.
no, for sure. And
Um,
after that, I don't think he'll play. So
and then okay, my turn. My prediction. I think Liverpool is gonna make a like they're. I think they're gonna be top four easily, but I think they're gonna make a top three, top two run.
ooh,
I really think so. I think
S-
Darwin Nunez has finally hit the ground running.
that guy's
And then
hilarious to watch.
oh my god,
Did you see that
he
3-on-1 against City
oh my
where he cut
he.
inside and shot from 26?
Did you
Salah could
see?
not believe his
Did you
eyes.
see Salah? Did you see Salah
Yeah,
on the other side?
that was karma, bro.
Oh,
For all the times he did that to
that's
Mane.
what he did to. That's what
That's
he did
easy
to.
to Mane.
He deserves it, bro.
He does.
F him. But
Oh my
but yeah,
god.
I think Darwin Nunez is finally he's here. He's been playing well. So and then their defense has finally picked up. I think Haaland test
Yes.
was something they needed to pass, and they did with flying colors, and they won that game. That was a big game. That was a
No,
big game.
absolutely. All right. My second one is gonna please you,
Hmm.
but I think by the time we hit the World Cup, I think Arsenal are still gonna be top.
Yes, sir. They have an easy run games. I think coming up.
Other than Chelsea at the bridge.
Chelsea.
Mhm.
So and then the next big test, I think, yeah, Chelsea. That would
It's
be
Nottingham
fantastic.
Forest, Chelsea, Brighton, Wolves,
And I think we play
and then that's
Southampton
it.
this week.
That's oh, and Southampton. Yes, thank you.
This week, yeah.
Yep. So those five. I think they can get 12 out of those 15, or 10.
Yeah.
Let's say 10. And if they get 10, I still think they're top of the table. So
Yep. For me, I think Liverpool. I mean, excuse me. City versus Arsenal will be a heavyweight clash like no other. We're gonna have 2018-19 Liverpool versus
Liverpool
City
City
vibes.
Okay.
Oh my
I
goodness.
cannot wait for that.
Oh my god, that's gonna be Arteta, Pep.
Guardiola, yeah.
This is the original product, and this is what is being formed after. So I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be beautiful, and that's a test they need to not pass, but I think they need to go. I think this is the first year in a while City has owned Arsenal's number for the last 5 years.
Oh my god.
I don't think we haven't beat them in a league game in 5 years.
Yeah.
They've beat us for, so
Liverpool
we
and
beat them
City
in
always have Arsenal's number for as long as I can remember. So
exactly. So and this is the first year where you could okay, they're not in a talent deficit compared to them. I don't think they're
still a
equal
little
talent
bit.
wise.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're not equal, but they Arsenal's coming, So I think that'll be an amazing game. That'll be incredible. Or it could just be a 5-1 Haaland 4 goals. Who knows?
You honestly have no idea. It just depends. And the last
Yeah.
one we didn't even get to talk about them today, but I think
Yeah.
Real Madrid stay unbeaten. going into the
Yeah,
World
we did
Cup.
not get to tie. Oh,
I
oh.
think they have not lost yet this season, so I think we stay unbeaten. And I think we have a good chance of repeating. I think
What you
we are so much better than last year.
was El did El Clasico feel a little too easy for you?
Yes.
Yeah, me
It
too.
didn't.
I did not
Oh
like that.
man, it was
I didn't
so
like that.
so refreshing. We were so good with the ball this year, man. We that and no, we didn't barely use Rudiger. Nah, man. This team this year is crazy. That Chouameni, what he gives
The
us.
second goal.
Oh,
Oh my
I don't know
goodness.
if you saw, but like yesterday, we put the ball in the back of the net 6 times against Elche, and
I
4 were
saw, I
counted out against
saw.
for VAR. They are
I think you posted the box score and it said like a
Yeah, it
goal
was like
X,
no
goal
bar, no
X.
bar,
Yeah,
no bar, goal, goal, goal. I was like, nah, this team is just on another level. Federico Valverde, man, crazy,
he's been
crazy team.
unbelievable this year.
He has been. Your last
No,
one,
but
good sir,
El Clasico did not live up to the hype. Real Madrid is
is just head and shoulders
as a team, what Ancelotti's building or has built is
special.
ridiculous.
It
Is
is.
ridiculous
They are
in
so
such a
talented.
quick time too.
Yep.
The team was fully formed, okay, and he just came in and has just
Just
made
elevated
it
it to the
into a
next level, and that's
exactly
without a big signing. And
no
we haven't had a big
signings
one.
pretty much.
Pretty
Yeah,
much no
except
signings.
too many,
Chouameni,
but
but they got rid
who's
of Casemiro, so
yeah. So who's fit in like a oh my god that second
like a
goal.
glove, man.
Federico has he's amazing. He's an amazing baller. I
Yeah,
like
he
him.
is. He is very good. Your last one?
And then my last one, uh, Arsenal Barca UA.
Europa League? Please. Please, I'm begging. I'm begging. I'm begging. We didn't talk about Barca going to Europa. What? Oh,
Arsenal Barca Europa League final game. That's
okay,
gonna be the
please.
final.
Inshallah. I'm begging.
Oh my god, they are so. What a terrible month they've had. Like
Oh
just
my goodness. They won
all the
today.
good work they did in September just went down the hill
We
this month.
will next week after they hopefully if Inter beat Victoria, because if they don't, I'm gonna be like I'm literally gonna be shaking myself for the last match day.
Yeah,
But when we like it's hammered home that they're 100% in Europa, I
yeah.
cannot wait because I'm just gonna bash Xavi, man. I cannot wait.
We'll have a proper conversation.
Proper
Man,
conversation
inshallah.
about Barcelona. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Did you see reports about the Rafinha signing?
Oh
That
my god, man.
they're
They're
having
already
questions.
angry.
Questions are being asked
That's
of
the one
why he
thing
was signed.
I'm so happy about Madrid is that it's very rare unless it's the superstars that Madrid sign players for fan service. Because Rafinha was like this is the guy. He's wanted to go to Barcelona. He's has this release clause like sign him, sign him, sign him, sign him, like
Yeah.
straight fan service buy. So like he's
And
not
then the
here.
thing is, for every bad signing they make, it's costing them hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh,
It's
dude, the financials for going to Europa, which we don't know, honestly, dude. Anything can happen, but just how much they're gonna lose out on just for not making the Champions League knockouts is crazy, man.
that's and man, it's just and all I don't know what to say, man. I actually like the team they put together, but it's just now you have to start questioning the
They
main
have to
guy.
sell someone this
Yeah.
summer. There's gonna be a painful signing in the summer, and oh my God, man, it's Xavi and Enrique. And when we talk about Spain in the World Cup, man, there's so much stuff I'm excited to talk about. But when we talk about Spain and their
Hmm.
team selection and how Gavi and
Yeah.
Busquets and Alba still make it into Barcelona and Spain's teams, it actually does not make any sense. Like they
No,
have
it makes no sense. It makes
like
no sense.
Balde, Frankie De Jong, and Kessié should start almost every Barca game. And for Spain, I have no idea how Gavi and Busquets start.
I don't know how
Just
Gavi won that award.
over Musiala, man, what a disgrace.
Just it makes no like we knew he was gonna win like a month ago. Like, but it was like I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe it
He's just
actually
like a
happened.
17-year-old Spanish kid with anger issues. Like I actually don't understand what's so good about him. Like I swear. I honestly like I take off my Madrid bias glasses and I
Yeah.
watch a Spain game with Gavi playing, and I honestly say like he does nothing to move me, like nothing. he's just okay. Like he's okay. Like Pedri, I can see the hype for Pedri. Pedri is a special player.
Pedri's talented, yes.
Pedri is fantastic, but I watch
Yeah.
Gavi and I'm just like, why does this guy start over Frankie De Jong? Why does he start over Marino? Why does he start over Marcos Llorente in the midfield? Like, what does he do? I
He's
don't get
from
it.
La Masia.
He's a La
La Masia
Masia. That's
bias,
it.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But that's how Barca is. Like that's they I think for a long time they haven't had anyone, at least at the level of Gavi and Pedri come out of that. And they're like they're clinging on to the past a
Fati,
little bit,
to be
especially
fair.
with Fati, yeah. And he played somewhat
He was
decently
very good in the
against when he
Clasico, yeah.
came. Yeah, so Fati's really good, but I think I think Xavi stays because I think you wait until you see what Messi wants to do, and then you go from there.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
But that's
I
another
hope
topic.
I hope Messi goes there.
Me too. I would like that.
I would love Messi to go there
But he has to deliver me a Champions League. That's
with PSG.
With PSG, yeah,
Oh
for
man,
Neymar.
that would be a very very painful episode. So I hope that does not happen.
Because I know when he goes back, it's over. It's a farewell tour. I think.
It's a
Yeah.
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 No, I would
And-
agree.
But yeah, I can't wait, man. This is gonna be the storylines are. Whew, they're
I
setting
know
up to
this has
be.
been a great season so far.
Inshallah.
It's inshallah, yeah. But we will be back next week. We have some Champions League to talk about at this point next week. Hopefully, Barcelona will be ironed out to be in the Europa League, which would be fantastic. And then we are just 31 days away from the World Cup.
Yes, sir. That's
Crazy.
can't wait.
I know. So so 31 days away. So next week we'll talk some Champions League, and then we'll start getting into World Cup previews.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness.
I know, very
That's gonna
exciting
be-
times.
Inshallah. What two podcasts
Yes,
and then
And
two
then 2 a week during the
two
World
a
Cup.
week. Yeah.
Fantastic. Always a pleasure,
Inshallah.
Abdi.
Yes, sir. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
absolutely, guys. All right.